Come on in. My name is Bill Tobin, and this is your restaurant success tip of the day. Today I want to talk about a question I saw online the other day that I think applies to every restaurant company. And so, big or small, this is important, so listen up. The person was asking whether they should do their own books or have a bookkeeper or have a CPA. And that means doing your payables, doing your profit and loss, doing your cost of goods sold. And I first, let's talk about what the difference is between a bookkeeper and a CPA. A bookkeeper is somebody that can do the data entry or does your daily balancing for your operation to make sure that all the cash is accounted for, that makes sure that all of your transactions are done correctly and all the money is going in the right places. Something as simple as gift cards, selling gift cards in your restaurant can create a nightmare if it's not done correctly in the point of sale or if it's not handled properly with your books. And I say that because I had that experience myself. And so a CPA is, though the difference between a bookkeeper and a CPA stands for Certified Public Accountant. And yes, some CPAs do bookkeeping and they will charge you to do the bookkeeping for you. Most CPAs, well, I don't want to say that. There are a lot of CPAs do bookkeeping for their clients, but you don't have to be a CPA to do bookkeeping, but you do have to be a certified public accountant to audit people's financials, and to it gives you credibility in the marketplace. And usually you have, for our business, we have a bookkeeper who does all of our financials for us, and then at the end of the year we send it to a CPA who does all of our tax stuff for us. The bookkeeper doesn't do any of our tax filings at the end of the year, and the CPA asks questions of our bookkeeper to make sure everything's straight, and maybe there's a few entries that need to be corrected or adjusted, and then the CPA files our taxes for us. The CPA also gives us tax advice and tax information on how we handle our books and handle our information. And back to the question, should a restaurateur do the books himself? And I've done the books myself. I did them for Tiki's when we first opened up, along with my partner. When we opened and were going full bore, I really got sucked into the operations and was doing general manager type work, and my partner was doing the data entry or bookkeeping, but it overwhelmed him even. And I have to tell you, even small businesses, I have a management consulting business, and I've done a few other small businesses as side jobs, and bookkeeping is time consuming, and if you don't know what you're doing, it's really easy to screw up. If you think that you're more valuable than $50 an hour, then I say absolutely hire somebody else to do it for you, because more than likely they're going to be able to do it better and they're going to do it more correctly, and it's not going to be a headache for you. And I also say, if you have an operation that has more than 10 people or more than $20,000 or $40,000 a month in sales, farm it out to somebody else. You can find bookkeepers that do it for, I don't want to say minimum wage, $25 an hour or so, depending on your market and where you live. So I highly suggest that you outsource it or bring somebody on payroll to do it for you. Don't do it yourself unless that's your passion and something that you like to do, and literally spend 2 or 3 hours a day doing it, because if you're doing your books right, it's going to take at least a few hours a week to get it done right. If you're if you're waiting to the end of the month to balance things out, then you're not going to really know how well your operation is doing. And you can't run your operation by looking at the balance in your bank account, because that never is, well, unless you're doing incredibly well. But your balance in your bank account seldom is the real picture on how well your business is doing. And having a bookkeeper that understands how to do bookkeeping, doing it for you, is my advice, and something I think everybody should do. So your task for today: go hire a bookkeeper if you don't have one. Now go make it happen. Do you have a comment or a tip for restaurant leaders? Text me at 808-201-0550 or find me at restaurantleadership365.com. This is Bill Tobin. Thanks for coming in. See you tomorrow.